Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. So, how was everybody's weekend? I mean, it was the 4th of July over here, so got a nice 3-day weekend. Busy as hell 2 days, and then yesterday I didn't do shit. It was wonderful. It was everything I thought it could be. Not doing anything was absolutely everything I wanted it to be. So, getting into this, I want to talk about the slide. Okay. When I did my review video before, I hadn't used it too much. Okay. I had pulled it out, set it up, messed with it a little bit, but not enough. I did my best this weekend to use this as much as I could. I really wanted, I wanted to form a real opinion. I felt like my last review it wasn't real enough. I mean, I did what I could there, but I didn't have enough time using it yet. I have now. Also, I forgot to mention in my last review video that in the little box with the cables, they put these little stick caps, and your sticks kind of hit, at least for a little bit. Like now I think they're down enough they don't really hit. So now what do I think after a full weekend? Let me fix the camera. What do I think after a full weekend of this, of using this device? Honest opinion. And you guys know from my previous videos, I like Anbernic. Almost every one of their devices I hold in high regard. Okay, you've seen me compare their devices to other stuff, and I always lean towards Anbernic for everything. I've said countless times I've never had really any failures, any of their devices, and it's not like function-wise this hasn't failed, but this is a really expensive fidget toy. You're paying $200 for that. That's what it comes down to. I stand by the screen. The screen, I was really upset when I seen that it wasn't an OLED, and I was with everybody else. I did want 16:9. You seen the early renders, that gray one where it was 16:9 and looked really good. I mean, that was all bullshit, but it looked great. And I feel like if they do a 16:9 XX version of this, that has the possibility of turning this around. But as this stands, this is not worth it. And I hate saying that. I hate saying that about this device. I was really excited about this. I couldn't wait to get my hands on it. It sucks. Okay? Its weight distribution is trash, which, I get it. There's a lot of weight in this screen. It slides up. There's nothing down in this lower half that balances it out. The SD card slide is way in there on mine. You've seen that in the first video. It has that PSP Go layout with the inline buttons, which, okay, I get it. You're trying to keep that form factor, that, sleek thing there. This would have probably been better received since you're already going this big and heavy with it. The back of this needed to go RG Cube. Okay? You needed the grips from the Cube on this. This whole back piece needs the RG Cube grip. That would make it better. Now, throughout the weekend, I was hunting around a little bit to see if anybody's already produced some decent grips, something. I really didn't find anything. But I could tell you this much. Every time I pick this up, that right there made me happy. Getting in a position to actually game on it pissed me off. Man, I really wanted to like it. And even adding these little stick caps. I mean, not like the sticks were an issue, but actually, I only left these on here for the video. I'm not a fan of this shit. They're squishy. It doesn't feel like I have good control. I mean, I know they got some texture to them, but I really don't feel like I have, I feel like it feels weird. I don't like it. I don't mind the buttons, the D-pad, all in all, I guess the buttons and the functionality is fine. It's the T820. We know what to expect. It does suck that every time you turn it on, if you forget to turn on like the performance mode or anything, you could run into some issues. And I hate that resets every time you turn it off. It doesn't remember that. Like I said, the screen turned out pretty decent. The colors are good. It's a good screen. It's not the best, but it's a good screen. It's a good screen for what it is and what it does. I'm playing PSP on it right now. So, I mean, it's decent, and because of its size, that whole 16 by 9, it's not bad. I've seen a lot of people complain about how off-center it is, and you can see it in the shadow. How it's all skinny over here and fat over here. Once you slide it out and you're using, that doesn't bother me. That would only bother me if I kept it closed and played like touch Android games or vertical games. See how the screen is shifted? That may bother me there, but having it opening and playing it, that doesn't bother me. But that's also tough to say because I can't play on it for more than 10 minutes or so. After 10 minutes, my hands hurt. My wrists hurt. It's uncomfortable. Also, this was a dumbass idea to put this over here. Okay? That did not make it that comfortable for, charging and playing. The cord's right in my way. So that's out the window. I hate to say this. Don't do this. Don't get this. Save your money. If you're looking at anything else, get whatever the hell else you're looking at. Because this ain't it. This big failure right here. And there's going to be people that are like, this review is bullshit. I love this device. That's cool, man. If you love it, that's awesome. Love it. But honestly, about 10 minutes of use, and I got to put it down. It kills my hands. I can't. Okay, for those of us that aren't in our 20s, for the older gamers that do have nerve damage and issues with their hands like me, this is a no-go. And I didn't even really give it much thought. What really clicked was I kept thinking about just getting rid of it. Just reselling it or something and putting that money into something else for the channel. And then it kind of, that moment of realization happened. Like, oh, I don't like this at all. Every time I pull it out, I'm thinking I should sell this damn thing and put that money into something else for the channel, something different. That's where I'm at with it. It's awful. So, and I bought it on pre-order. I think after everything, it was $204. A day later, I get an email saying they had to update my purchase to like $210 or $211. So for the sake of it, let's say $210 shipped. US. Let's talk about some other ideas here, people. This stuff we'll get to later. So, if you're going in for that price, get the regular RG Cube, not the XX, the big boy here that has the T820. These are devices that are same power, okay? You're going to go 142 plus shipping, so you're probably in this 160, 165. You're going to get that nice square screen. So things like DS and 3DS on the slide that are okay with the 4x3 screen, you're going to get great DS and 3DS emulation with this because of the screen. And then when you do a custom layout for it and go in and change those settings, you can make it what you want. This thing was wonderful for that. And even the XX and this for Pico 8, that square screen is what you want. So I still want one of these. I don't have this cube. I have the XX. I've always liked this cube right here, this gray and red one. I've always liked that. I've always wanted one of those. And I don't know how many times I've gone back and forth on picking this up. But the other one that sticks with me is the 406H. I keep looking at this too. I don't know why. Just randomly one day, the 406H got stuck in my head. And yeah. So instead of spending $210 on the slide, go, 160, 65 here, go 170 here to pick up the 406H. And all of them have the T820, Android 13, shit like that. I mean, whatever about the Android version. But these are going to be more comfortable, same power. They're cheaper, Go this route. And even if you wanted to go up a little more, you can pick up the 556, which is also the T820. You're getting this under $200 also. And I can tell you from experience, this one's comfortable. I had the blue one. I had this guy. And a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, but it was awesome. Now the lights are only white, by the way, if I remember that correctly. I believe so. Anyway, this one was really comfortable. Why? Because you got grips, man. The screen was really good. The screen was amazing. You gotta remember, this came out alongside the Retroid Pocket 4, and I was absolutely on the side of this over the 4. Why? Right there, AMOLED screen. It felt like the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro had more power, but just to me, if you're going to put that much power into something, back it up with a good screen. Have a good screen to pair with it. Don't give me a shitty screen and a whole bunch of power to play like PS2 and shit, and then I got to look at a trashy screen. I'd rather take a little less power, which I didn't have any problems with my 556. Everything I wanted to play ran perfectly. Never had an issue with it. And it had a great screen. So, final thoughts on the slide. Don't buy it. No. Don't do this. Don't do this. It is absolutely uncomfortable. I may feature it in videos later. I may post it for sale today in my shop just to get rid of it and probably pick up something like this or this. Okay? I might do that. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll finally grab a Retroid Pocket Flip 2 since I really haven't seen any hinge issues with one yet. I don't know. Although I do have a screen coming for the Retroid Pocket 5 at screen attachment, so makeshift flip. Whatever. All right, I'm going to move on from the slide. I want to add a little more to this than just ranting and raving about the slide. Yeah, that's my final take on it, like I said. And you know what? I'll let you guys know if I get rid of it or keep it, but I better find something I like about it, aside from it being a fidget toy for $210, Anyway, all right, moving on. So, random stuff. July deals from anbernic. I always get a kick out of their deals. Most of the time I go to their deal page to see just the dumb different number, like what % off on each one. Yes! 3% off. 3! That'll make you run right out and buy it. That big old number. Big whole bunch of 3. Okay, 3%. That is fucking dumb. 6%. Just put a number. Just put a number. Like, why the hell wouldn't they just put $5 off? We're consumers, so numbers matter. That's hard to deal with. $5 off. That makes it sound like a better deal. Okay? Once again, here. 6% off. Put the dollar amount. Well, no, in this case, keep the percentage, because you're looking $3 off. 6 is a better number, so it makes it look better. 8, 5. These are horrible deals. Let's get to the old shit. See, as it gets older, it just keeps getting better. Gets a higher number. 16% off. And then down here, back to a 10% off, 18 for the XX, 16 for the Cube. You know, when it comes to like the 406H and the Cube, I feel like it's going to be like this thing here. I looked at this 1,000 times when it came out. Like, that's a small, $27. Why am I not trying this? Why am I not doing this? And I never, ever, ever picked one up. And then I, other website, find it for really cheap. Really good deal. You guys have to refer to my video on that. I pick it up. I love that thing. That thing is awesome. Especially with the extra grips and shit I got for it. It's amazing. And I still love my Nano. Okay? The Nano is still amazing. And I still want to get one of these. Do a dedicated Sega handheld. Since I'm not really a Sega gamer, I would still like to do that. Alright, aside from anbernic bullshit sells, love your devices, your deals are stupid, the slide sucks, you guys are losing points by the minute. Still love you though. Alright, moving on. Let me close these. It's going to be annoying if I don't. Alright, now I stumbled across a couple things this weekend that I wanted to share with you guys. And I'm gonna save my favorite one for last. And you can see it. You can see it right here. I'm saving that for last because it makes me happy. It just brought a smile to my face when I seen it. I was excited by it. Okay? It's anyway. All right. Let's kill this. All right. So, from GrantSinclair.com. Now, I don't quite remember who this guy, they invented some other shit, like some electric trikes or something. I don't know. They did some stuff before. I forget what they were invested in. But they bring us the gamer card. Okay, it's a grab and go, as it says, Raspberry Pi gaming handheld. They put this little slot on it so you can hang it like a Steam card or whatever for whoever the hell still buys actual gaming cards and doesn't just use their credit card online. Powered by a Raspberry Pi, 4-inch square screen. So when I seen this 4-inch square IPS screen and the size of this thing, I don't like this. It reminds me of the original Steam controller with that bullshit touchpad. I hated that. But from reading it, it sounds like there's actual switches in there to press. But that square screen brought one thing to mind. This is a Pico 8 handheld. Right here. Now this says 125. Now it's not USD, and I may be wrong, and this is the first time I'm really seeing the price. I thought it would be cheap. Wait a minute, hold on, let me think. That symbol is pounds sterling? Is that what that? Okay, if that's pounds sterling, 170, 180 US. That's a little hefty. I'll have to look that up later, but I think that's pounds sterling. Comment if I'm wrong and correct me, but I believe that's. How come I'm second guessing that really hard? It's been a while since I've done anything in a different currency. That has to be pound sterling. Lira is a different symbol. I think lira because of the shape. Anyway, so yeah, if that's what I think it is, 170, 180, which is a little steep for a Raspberry Pi handheld. Although this brings up like Panic Playdate feel, where it's probably like really high quality. You pick it up and you're like, damn, this thing is all there. It could be that. And I have to say, though, that price tag backs me off a little, but at the same time, because I love my Panic Playdate, I know two different companies, this might be another one of those. So, let's see. It comes with gaming card. These include, so a couple games come on it. Blue Kid 2, a pixel-perfect action platformer. Astro Blaze DX, a hypercharged rhythm-based space shooter. They are not demos, they are games. Emulation powerhouse. How much of a powerhouse could this be? Is capable of playing thousands of high-quality arcade, home console, PC, wow, you're really stretching that, and handheld classic games. You can run apps such as Recall Box, RetroPie. I've never used that. I don't know what Laka. I've never used that shit. Such emulation offers. Bullshit. Okay. Magpie magazine. Who cares? I don't know who the fuck reads magazines. Compatible with Pico 8. That is absolutely what we want to see. That 1-to-1 screen is going to kill it. And you can use, looks like Pico 8 Explorer. Here we go. Raspberry Pi 02W board. So that price really is tough to swallow when I know that's what's in it. Impulse buy. At least they know their market, right? It looks good, though. It looks good. It's interesting. I'm not a big fan of all this bullshit on the back. You're selling me something I would already own at this point. I'm going to buy it, turn it over, and there's a sales pitch on the back of it. Oh, I have to say, though, if I walked into a store and this was the display and I could just pick one up, I would probably pay the price. Okay? Because it looks nice and skinny. The screen doesn't look bad. Maybe one day, right? Maybe one day we'll have to pick one of these up for the channel. So tell me what you think about this. I know the price is high. Also, let me know about if I'm right on the pounds thing. Okay. Now on to my favorite thing I read this weekend. Nintendo is getting a taste of their own medicine with a Switch 2 lawsuit. Go Brazil. Hell yeah. So, and that's tough for me to say, okay? Now, I have nothing against Brazil in general. Long time ago, I spent a lot of years playing a game called Conquer Online, okay? Not Command & Conquer, not Conquer's Bad Fur Day. It was an online MMO, Conquer Online. It essentially turns into a game of who's got the bigger wallet. I played the hell out of that game. Now, originally, in a U.S. server, half the players were Brazilian. There were some lag issues there. So we kind of always fought against them. It was like a constant civil war. All in good fun. So, yeah. But love you guys. Eventually, they opened up the servers. Other countries got involved. This game, the Conquer Online, was big in Singapore, actually. Opened up. Other countries were allowed in, like, to play it all of a sudden. And then by the end of it, the U.S., Singapore, Brazilian, like, there was an alliance. It was a lot of fun. Big PvP game. Anyway, so Nintendo Switch 2 is being sued by I think it's Brazilian government type of thing, for their ability to restrict the Switch 2s from accessing online services, third-party. They're bricked consoles, okay? And if you haven't read up on this, people are buying Switch 2s from secondhand, refurbished, resell or resold, whatever, getting them home, turning them on, and receiving that error code, and they can't do nothing with it. And Nintendo already stated that, sorry, once it's there, we can't undo it. So Nintendo was like, let's make all these and just go ahead and stack up some massive e-waste. So as we do this to all these Switch 2s, let's make them all paperweights and just burn resources because we're stupid. All right? Selfish ass. Like, I am okay wasting all this stuff because you did something to your Switch. Now, I understand bricking one or restricting access for piracy. Okay? I'll never stand with Nintendo over anything. I mean, come on, guys. Look at what they're doing. Look at all the shit they've been doing. This is literally a villainous empire at this point. This is what Nintendo is turning into. But Brazil is suing over consumer protection, consumer rights, all that. And they fucking should. Okay? More places should be doing this. All right? I get that all of these companies, Microsoft, Sony with the PlayStation, the Xboxes, all of them have in the fine print, if you mod it, if you do this, we can kill your system, whatever. Nintendo takes it to a new level. Nintendo's liable to see you make a video about your Switch 2 and see that you put like a Mario sticker on it. And they're probably going to, for one, sue you because you probably didn't buy the Mario sticker from them. And it'll probably be a couple $1 million lawsuit and you're looking at jail time for putting a sticker on it. They're also going to brick your Switch 2 because now you've modded it. Because you put a sticker on it. That's how ridiculous. If you think I'm kidding, that they are that damn ridiculous. And if you're a Nintendo fanboy and you're going to stick up for them, unsub, get the hell out of my channel. All right. They used to be a company we all loved. Growing up, we loved them. They did a lot for us growing up. But now they've just done too much wrong that I can't support them ever again. Brazil, I back you 100%. I will be following this. I hope you enforce something. But the shittiest part about this, everybody, is even if somehow Nintendo decides to change these policies, which they probably will not. Hell, Nintendo higher-ups probably don't even realize this is going on. They're just going to let the U.S. side of things handle it. Going to hire a law firm. They don't care. But I hope it makes an impact. I hope they change some shit. But you need to know, if they do make these changes, it won't be globally. They're petty enough to be like, okay, so only in Brazil. They're also petty enough to stop selling them in Brazil. All right? Just so you know, that can go either way. But we'll be paying attention to it as long as I remember to pay attention to it. All right, everybody. I'm going to stop it there. Let me think what's going on. We're waiting on the screen attachment for the Retroid Pocket 5. I'm going to meet up with my sponsor later this week and pick up a handheld that has been revived. It has come back to me. I'm excited about that. I miss it. It's my favorite. One of my favorites. Wrap it up. Please, unless you're just a collector, don't buy this. I hate saying it. That hurts to say that because Anbernic, you've always been good to me. I love you guys as a company. But this was a mistake. And this is the first time I hate that hollow sound, like there's nothing there. You guys remember me doing this with the Classic? When I posted my Classic video and tapped on it and went, why the fuck is this hollow and feels cheap? This is the first time I tapped this and it just kind of, like, my stomach sank when I heard that. You know, we don't have to talk about the Retroid Pocket Classic video because, woo, the haterade. Wow, y'all, the hate I got for that fueled me for the next couple of years. It made me excited to continue the channel. You know, throw on your gloves, bitch. Let's do it. Anyway, don't waste your money on that. Spend less, get more with like the 406H, the regular Cube, or hell, even the Cube XX. It's an amazing handheld. The 556. I'm not sold on the 557 yet. I know there's a lot of issues, software-wise, compatibility type issues. I haven't followed it closely, so don't quote me on any of that shit. It's just things I've randomly heard. But yeah, we're gonna stop there. If you've already if you've already ordered the RGSlide, or you already have one and you love it, don't let me ruin that for you, please. If you love it and it works for you, keep using it. Love the hell out of it. Ignore me. If you don't, if you already have one and you're on the same page as me, let me know in the comments that you feel the same way. Like, does it kill your hands? Do you feel like it's a little too expensive? Like, I may have kept this if the price, and really, I'm going to say this and someone's going to be like, well, that price wouldn't make any sense. They're not making any money off of it at that point. This shit's about $80 too expensive for me to want to keep it for what it is. And I get it has the power to do PS2 and it's Android and it's all this stuff. And all that makes up like the cost. but how bad the ergonomics are and everything, it just kind of kills it for me. And that me saying it's $80 too high does not reflect the power, but how I feel and what the use I can get out of it. I would probably keep it to add to my collection if it was $80 cheaper, but it's not. So I'm going to be on the fence about keeping it or getting rid of it. I may try it out for a few more days, but if I can't play it for more than 10 minutes, what the hell's the point of having it? You know what I mean? All right, everybody. Like I said, ending it there. I will see you guys in the next episode, I guess. Have a good one.